So this is the OnePlus Pad 4, and on paper it looks like a typical yearly upgrade. Slightly better chip, bigger battery, brighter display. But when a tablet like the OnePlus Pad 3 was already this good, small upgrades aren't always enough. So the real question is, did OnePlus actually improve the experience or just update the spec sheet? Let's find out. But before I jump into it, if you are new here, I'm Siddharth Malhotra and you are watching Digit, where we bring you detailed, no-nonsense gadget reviews and comparisons. Let's start with the display, because that's still the biggest reason you'd buy something like this, right? At first glance, it feels identical to the Pad 3, same 13.2-inch panel, same 3.4K resolution, same 144Hz refresh rate. But once you actually use it, you notice the difference in brightness. It now goes up to 1000 nits in high brightness mode, and that extra push really helps outdoors. And surprisingly, in my testing, in the lux meter, it got 1080 nits brightness in HPM, which is more than what OnePlus claims. Indoors, it's already great. Sharp, smooth, and very vibrant for an LCD. It still isn't AMOLED, so yeah, blacks aren't deep and colors shift slightly at angles, but most of the time it looks fantastic. The 7:5 aspect ratio is still one of my favorite things here. It just makes more sense for reading, browsing, and even multitasking. Video content still gets those black bars, but that's a trade-off I'm okay with. It's also Dolby Vision certified, so most content just looks fantastic. Plus, OnePlus also reduced its bezel, so now the screen ratio is 89.4%. In my testing at Digit Test Labs on the Calman color test, it got an average delta E of 2.7, which is okay. In the color gamut test, it measures 98.4%. Audio though is where this tablet shines. The 8-speaker setup is seriously good. Loud, clear, and properly balanced. Whether you're watching Netflix or just blasting music, it sounds way better than most tablets in this range. Plus, for Bluetooth, you've got support for pretty much every high-res codec. SBC, AAC, aptX, aptX HD, aptX Adaptive, LDAC, LSDC 5.0. Everything is here. Design-wise, OnePlus didn't really change much. And honestly, they didn't need to. It still has that clean aluminum build, flat edges, and a super slim profile. It's actually a touch thinner and lighter than the Pad 3. But the difference is so minor that you won't really notice it unless you're comparing them side by side. The new colors look great though. I'm using the Dune Glow variant, and you can also buy this in Sage Mist. But again, some old complaints carry forward. Still no cellular option, which is frustrating, and still no fingerprint scanner. You're stuck with a face unlock. Not deal breakers, but at this price, you do expect a bit more. Now, OnePlus didn't send over the keyboard, but from what I have seen, it's very similar to the previous one. Same detachable design, same overall idea. I'll save proper thoughts on this for later. The Stylus though is actually new, and it's good. The Stylo Pro feels like a proper upgrade. You get 16,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, which is great if you are into sketching or note-taking. It's better balanced now, so it feels nicer in the hand, especially during longer sessions. You also get gestures controls built into it, which adds a bit of convenience. And small things like magnetic attachment and the Find My Stylus feature actually make a difference in day-to-day use. Plus, the new tips, one for writing, one for drawing, genuinely change how it feels on the screen. Performance is where things get interesting. The Pad 4 moves to the newer Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset, and yes, it is more powerful. And this also shows in the benchmarks as well. In Antutu, it got 3.93 million. In Geekbench, it got a score of 3390 in single core and 10,022 in multi-core. In the CPU throttling test, CPU was throttled to 78%. In 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme test, it got an overall score of 6868. The Pad 3 was already overkill. So while benchmarks are higher and things are technically faster, in real-world usage, the difference isn't that massive. Everything is still buttery smooth, multitasking is effortless, gaming is excellent. I played BGMI at 120 FPS without any issues. We'll notice the upgrade more is in sustained performance and future-proofing. This thing is built to last. The Pad 4 ships with the Oxygen OS 16 based on Android 16, and overall the experience is clean and smooth. Open Canvas is still one of the best multitasking features on any tablet right now. Running multiple apps side by side actually feels usable here. The AI features are also more integrated this time, and some of them are genuinely useful, especially if you're using this for work. It also works seamlessly with OnePlus devices. You can transfer files, videos, and images across Android devices using Quick Share or O+ Connect. But if you're coming from an iPad, you still feel that gap. Now, cameras are exactly what you expect. And first of all, most of you don't take photos with your tablet. So you get the 13 megapixel at the back, 8 megapixel on the front. They work, that's it. Good enough for video calls, document scans, and the occasional photo if needed. Nothing more. Battery life though, this is one of the more noticeable upgrades. You now get a 13,380 mAh battery, which is bigger than before. And yes, it does last longer. I was comfortably getting close to 10 to 11 hours of screen on time in heavy usage. Charging is still 80 watt, so despite the bigger battery, it doesn't feel slow. So here's the honest take. The OnePlus Pad 4 is not a dramatic upgrade over the OnePlus Pad 3, and it doesn't try to be. This is OnePlus refining an already strong product. Better brightness, better display, a slightly faster chip, and a much improved stylus. That's what you are getting. If you already own the Pad 3, you can skip this one. But if you are buying fresh, this is probably one of the best Android tablets you can get right now. It's fast, it's reliable, and it just works. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what you want. So do you like this tablet? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.